Hey everyone. It's been a little while since I've been able to go on. It's been a very busy spring into summer for us, but I had a little time right now and I just wanted to kind of reconnect with our tarot readings that we were doing together. And maybe I'll put together a little yoga practice focus on that after as well that I'll post. Today being the solar eclipse day, very exciting energy around. It just kind of got me inspired and it just felt like coming on and sharing with you guys. So today's choice of deck that we're going to take a look at together is from it's by Kyle Gray. It's called the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle deck. So I think we've drawn from this one. It's been a little while though. It just felt like a really suitable deck, I guess, considering kind of the energy of today with the solar eclipse. The activation or the gateway of light activation really seemed to fit. So let's try it together and see what we get. So here's our deck. We'll just give it a nice shuffle. And you know, my technique, it's very simple. Basically, I just shuffle until I feel that inspiration to pull a card from somewhere in the deck and we kind of go from there. Just trust that we're going to get what we need to hear today. So, setting an intention, of course, that we do get a message that's fitting for everyone that's tuned in today, something that'll speak to everyone on an important level. All right. Okay, let's go with that one. Feels like the one. Okay. So this card is the Thoth Light Codes card. It's a light initiation. Very interesting. Great teacher awakening and divine magic. Ooh, I like the sound. I don't think I've ever drawn this card. I've used this deck quite a bit, like myself, and very interesting. I'm very intrigued. I'll show you the picture on it here. So it's got that kind of, I don't know, I feel like this ancient mystical kind of vibe when I'm looking at that card, right? That Thoth light code energy. Okay, let's see what the book has to say and see if any of this speaks to us. So there we go. Okay, so light initiation, great teacher awakening. Interesting considering the time we're at. I've had some interesting ideas around that. And divine magic, which I'm always on board for. So even though it's spelled Thoth, it's pronounced Thoth. So that's good to know. Also known as Tahuti. It is an ancient Egyptian ibis headed god of writing, divine magic, and the moon. Acknowledged as a sacred scribe who created writing. He is considered to be the great mind behind the hieroglyphs and the maintainer of the Egyptian universe. It is said he was the priest king of Atlantis and was dedicated to leading the Atlantean people in a loving way that was firm but fair. So I have heard of Thoth before with the ancient I guess you could say Egyptian mythology. So it's very interesting. However, no matter how hard he tried to direct them, many of them didn't obey the spiritual laws of the universe. So we've all heard the story of Atlantis and uh, and the issues with that. So it's interesting that connection that Thoth had, which inevitably led to the end of their civilization. So this gateway takes you to a space where you can connect with the energetic frequency that Thoth carries. As a master teacher of the stars, he holds space for you to connect with some of your greatest gifts from this lifetime and the many others you've lived. So I find that really interesting. I'm feeling that energy kind of right now of like a transition time of moving into more of like owning and moving into those energies, those abilities um, that maybe we haven't tapped into as much. Like we know we're kind of there under the surface, but we haven't really tapped into or developed. So it just feels like it's kind of the time to explore that maybe a little bit more, maybe transition into those a little bit more. Interesting. Thoth's primary teaching is spiritual integrity, and he's working alongside a powerful congregation of evolved souls, the ascended Atlanteans, to guide those who are ready to increase their awareness. He specializes in helping those who are finding it difficult to make spiritual progress, to rise above the aspects of their life that are holding them back. And he helps awaken the teacher within. So that's interesting. Especially now, I find there's a lot of, I guess I'll use the word chaos. That seems like an overused word right now, but there's just a lot going on. I'm sure individually, personally, and also collectively. And it's sometimes hard to kind of move beyond that, to not be caught up and triggered by that all the time, right? So it's just interesting. It seems like the energies now are supporting a recognition of like, okay, that's there, but you have permission to move into this teaching or this more spiritual knowledge and abilities. It's okay to do that, even though, probably important because of actually that chaos, to kind of counter that, right? So that's really, really interesting. Good time to do that. So it mentions here, it says, it has a little connect exercise here. It says we can chant to it, Tahuti, gotta say it right, Tahuti, 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 until you feel a shift in the energy around you. Then say, Thoth, great priest, king of Atlantis, and divine scribe of ancient Egypt, thank you for initiating and awakening the great teacher within me. So there's an option there to use that Tahuti, Tahuti, Tahuti mantra to kind of move into that teacher energy. And I'm mentioning Thoth, great priest, king of Atlantis, and divine scribe of ancient Egypt, thank you for initiating and awakening the great teacher within me. Okay, so you can definitely work with that as well. So it does mention here it has a message, kind of a personal, like your message based on this card. So you are blessed to connect with Thoth. You are going through a powerful set of light initiations at this time. And these are preparing you to lead and teach from a powerful space of love. So that can be really intimidating when you hear like, oh, like teacher can be like, there's a lot with that. But it's just reminding us that this is our time for that. And it is a very, I love how I put the powerful space of love, to kind of think of it like that when you're embodying that role. In order to complete the process, there will be a release of old ideas and limiting stories. Okay, so that's part of that. The old ideas about maybe around what teaching is, or maybe like, oh, there's too much going on, I got to deal with these crises or whatever. It's like, okay, so can you kind of let go of some of those stories, those things, and are you able to maybe just move into, with an open heart, this teaching role? Really good advice for me, I think. So very interesting. So it is necessary for you to connect with the true power within you. Very interesting. Don't be concerned by the intensity of the energies that surround you right now. We talk about that, a lot of chaos, maybe feeling really triggered. So it says, don't be concerned by the intensity of those energies that surround you right now. Facing shadow parts of yourself and your story is essential for connecting with the divine magic. So I really like that, because think, the spiritual bypassing idea of like, oh, it's all going to be love and light and that's that. It's about acknowledging, I think, like, you can't have the light without the dark. Like, they're both there, right? Doesn't mean though that you can't move into and develop the light, for sure. But you have to also, with that open heart, acknowledge and recognize, I think, that shadow piece too, that it's there, right? And with love, can you let it just be, right? Be there without getting into a big story and all the drama around it and all that, but just acknowledging that it's okay, that it's there. I think I really like that. So your story is essential for connecting with the divine magic, and evolved beings of light are there to lead the way. Remember, you're not doing this on your own, right? We're not in this on our own. You can ask for those, whatever those are for you, those energies, right? That are with you all the time. You just have to be open to receive them, to support you right through that difficulty when it gets really intense. Okay. If you have any concerns or fears at this time, know that when fear gets loud, it's because you're on the cusp of something extremely powerful. I really, really like that. Of like, when you feel that kind of, oh, really scary, I don't know, am I ready to take this next step? right, into maybe more of a teaching or whatever it may be, this step forward for you, whatever that is. Remember, like, it's okay to have that fear. It's okay. It's there. Everyone feels that, right? It's probably a sign that you're moving outside the comfort zone, and that's okay too, right? That's how we can grow. That's how we can move kind of um, ahead. I won't say ahead, but just kind of like develop ourselves a little more, right? Is we have to get outside the comfort zone a little bit more to do that. So that I think has a very powerful message for me, the Thoth light codes. I'm going to show you that card one more time so you can really take a moment with that. Right? I don't know if it speaks to you, but definitely interesting considering some of the messages I've been getting lately. So that light initiation, great teacher awakening, and divine magic. I love that divine magic. So hopefully you're able to take something from that today. Really great to get back with you guys. And until next time, have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe and feel free to drop a comment.